Hi guys, welcome to today's class. We are going to be stretching out in and around the hips. We'll be stretching out the hamstrings, the hip flexors, the glutes, and the inner thighs. All these muscles that can get so tight, whether or not you're an elite athlete or you're just sitting at a desk all day. Always a good idea to keep the hips nice and loose. Let's get started. Grab a strap, and if you don't have one, that's fine. You can just use your hands. So come onto your back and place your strap around your right foot. Take the right foot to the sky and try to straighten out the right knee as best you can. If you feel a lot of pulling behind the knee, you can bend it a little bit, but just do your best to straighten it out and then just hold. Options for the left leg are to keep the knee bent and the foot on the floor, or straighten that left leg out and just find whichever option feels best for you. And just begin to breathe as you hold this stretch. Big inhales and big exhales. Feeling that right hamstring begin to stretch and begin to loosen up. Option to move the strap a little closer to the ball of the foot and then pull the foot back a little bit more, and you'll feel a little, that will definitely intensify the stretch for you, maybe get a little bit of calf in there as well, but we are focusing on the muscles around the hip today, so do make sure that you really feel that hamstring begin to open and stretch. So just hold here a little bit longer, another breath or two in and out. Relaxing the shoulders and the upper body as well. Just really holding these poses to give these muscles a chance to just really loosen up. And from here, bend the left knee, place the left foot on the ground. Let the left knee fall out to the left, and then let the right leg fall out to the right. So you're holding the strap with your right hand, maybe your left hand as well. And now we're just moving into the inner thighs, the adductors. I really like to counterweight with the opposite leg, with this left leg, because you get a stretch in both sides, but it's also just nice to kind of counterweight the weight of the right leg that's out to the side with bending this left knee and having that left knee fall out. Other option is just to keep it straight up, but I like the counterweight. So just hold here. Again, you're just breathing in and out, relaxing into these stretches, trying to straighten the right leg just as much as is comfortably possible, or whatever your comfort level is. It can be slightly bent if you need the right knee to be bent. No worries. And just hold here. Make sure you're breathing. Tendency is always to hold the breath when we're stretching, but if you're new to stretching or yoga or anything like that, really try to focus on breathing through the movements during the stretches. It will help you relax. And take an inhale, and then exhale the right leg back up to the ceiling, and just take your left foot now and place it in the strap. And then take your right leg, either foot on the floor or right leg totally out straight. We're moving into the left side now. And then the left leg goes up to the sky, just holding in on that strap. And just make any adjustments here that feel really good for you. You shouldn't feel a ton of pain doing this. So if you're really like pulling that leg toward you and you're gritting your teeth, it's probably a little too much. So go to where you feel the stretch, but not to the point of pain. And then just hold here. breathe, relax, and let the left hamstring begin to lengthen out. Great. Bending your right knee, place your right foot on the ground this time. Let the right knee drop out first, just to the side, and then let the left leg fall out to the other side, giving you that nice inner thigh stretch now on both legs, on both adductors, both sides. Try to keep both hips down, so you're also not just like falling completely towards that left side, toward the leg that's out straight. Stay fairly even, and then just let each leg relax and stretch the inner thighs a little bit. And just one more inhale. And exhale the leg back up to the ceiling. You can take your strap off and just place it off to the side. Just give both knees a little hug into the chest. Maybe rock a little side to side. I love that. All right, cross the right ankle to the left knee. And then reach your right hand through the legs, left arm or left hand out on the outside of your left thigh. Grab behind the leg. You can either grab here or on top of the knee or the shin. I'm gonna grab behind my hamstring. And then just lower the head back down. Get comfortable here in your figure 4 stretch. So this one is all about the glutes. So you should really feel your right glute stretching. And we're just gonna breathe into it. The glutes can get so tight from so many things that it just feels amazing to stretch them out, loosen them up. Take another couple breaths here. Great, and then just release from there. Hug both knees into your chest again. And we'll switch to the other side. So left ankle to right knee. Reach through, grab behind the leg. Once you're there, try to rest the head back and down. And this time, feeling that left hip open, that left glutes. A great stretch after a workout or a leg day, or even just after a long car ride or sitting for a while. This one just feels so good. Just one more breath in, and then exhale, just release. Place both feet on the ground, arms next to you, and just lift the hips up into a glute bridge. Just a dynamic opening for those hip flexors, and then lower it back down. All right, come on over to your stomach, and then just push yourself back into a child's pose. Coming into some deep hip flexion, just let the forehead rest down onto the mat. Relax the upper body. Let the low back start to stretch. Creating some hip flexion here. And still just working on our hip mobility, loosening things up. And begin to come up from there. Come into your tall kneeling position that's on both knees, and step your right foot really far forward. You'll begin to lunge into it, placing both hands on your thigh. And then just hold here. You can even put the forearms down if you'd like. And just begin to really open that back hip flexor here. You should feel it. If you don't feel it, I see this a lot, but people's foot might be a little close in and they look more like this. So make sure it's really stepped out. Make sure you're lunging into it and you're creating some hip extension in this back hip to open this hip flexor up. From here, this is where I like a block. You can also just put your hands on the floor into a regular lizard pose, but I like to be lifted just a little bit. So grab a block or hands on the floor and come into your lizard pose. You may also need to like heel toe that front foot out a little bit to create a little bit more space in the hips. So totally fine to do that. And then just hold in this pose. I love, love, love this one for the hips. These are all the ones that we're doing today are just some of my favorite ones. My favorite go-tos for stretching all around the hips. And it's a pretty quick sequence to do as well to throw into your routine. And just hold here, guys. If you're very flexible in this position, you can also come down to your forearms, either on your block or even all the way down to the ground. So there's so many different levels to all these poses, and everybody's body is different. So it's always a matter of just finding what feels best for you and what works best for you. Great, and come on back from there. Just come back to your tall kneeling. And let's go on the left side. So step that left foot really far forward, lunge into it, begin to open up through the back hip, and then just rest here, sort of prepping it a little bit for the deeper stretch in lizard. Anytime you can get into hip extension and really stretch these hip flexors out, it really counteracts all of the sitting that we do, the sitting at a desk. For me, it's a lot of driving in the car with a lot of in-home personal training. So just open these guys up. It feels so good. And it's just so good for your body to have your hip flexors be loose. All right, and then take it down either to the floor or a block like me. Heel toe that front foot out just a smidge, and then just adjust to where you feel comfortable in this lizard pose. And just breathe. way, and then just come up from here. And that is it, guys. I just wanted to create a short little sequence for you to do to really just open up your hips, keep them healthy, keep them feeling good, keep you feeling good. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, give it a like so I know to create more things like this. If you have any comments, please let me know. I would love to know which out of those stretches was your favorite and how things feel in general, how you like the workout. So hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye guys.